Caesars Superdome. Savor them while you can, football fans. Just 2 weeks left in our regular season as we get underway in Week 17. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Trying the right side with Miller. We're working a couple of yards past the line. Max Crosby. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Again, it's Miller. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him with 3rd down and 6 to go. Here's Rattler. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. 58 yards on the punt there. And it'll be Raider football.
Yeah, go get you some ice.
I got some ice. I needed some cigarettes. I watched
ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
What show?
I'm watching the
From the gun, a run for Anderson. This charge towards the line. It's around 3 yards.
One thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, they're just...
She said, no, she ain't.
Some of them will set up that critical play action.
Mom, take that bag today. Hey. Hey, some baseball. Hey, Jay.
Push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Football on that 47-yard line. First down.
What? Marco.
Give inside to Akers.
Yeah, I want to see this. Go get it. No. You eat.
Be a stud back in this league. It takes
I just got it. No.
A feel, a patience, and
confidence required
along with just tremendous vision. Navigating that run.
First down, and they go right back to it. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Tackled on the play by Cameron Jordan. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Come on, real quick.
From the 38. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Tyrann Mathieu. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32.
Go up there.
Straight ahead, here's Miller. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. That was Tyree Wilson in on the tackle. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
They got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs. It gets the better defenses in this game.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Here we go. Back.
Rattler back to throw. He gets it to Juwan Johnson. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I'm sure Coach, play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Receiver in motion going left. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Trayvon Merrick there for the stop. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out.
Here we go.
They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Robert Spillane has it. And the Raiders take over as he records his 10th career INT. Well, Brock, if you like defense, you are loving what you're seeing right now. Consecutive drives that have ended in interceptions. It's become a real defensive battle.
Well, let's see here, Kate. We got 1, we got 2. Do I hear a 3rd interception in a row? I'll tell you this right now. These defenders, they are squashing that thought. The defenders are offensive guys with bad hands because they're making it happen, taking the ball away.
Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. An alert play defensively there. Got a hand on it to tip it away. That makes it 2nd down.
I think we're starting to get a feel, aren't we, of why they like him so much in coverage. He reacts well to throws, is super adept at breaking up passes through contact, or like that one before they could ever reach the target.
And they take him down right along the 30. They get 13 on the pickup. And that's good for Raiders first.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
Going to the ground again on first. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Brought down by Tyrann Mathieu. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
2nd and 8. That one's on the mark. Jacoby Myers. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. They get 19, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Here's Akers up the middle. And it's a gain down to the 5-yard line. They got a handful on the play. Now need a handful more. 5 yards on 2nd and goal.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Willis now. Chased out to his right. And he doesn't slide down to get pace for it. A big shot sends him to the ground. And excited to start this second quarter. You excited? We're excited. Raiders in a nice spot here to put up some points. From the gun on third down. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders parlay the interception into points. That one not easy, Brock. Threading the needle there. There was a lot of traffic in the end zone, but he found his man.
Yeah, that was an ill-advised decision. But when you give your receiver a chance, that's what they love. And sometimes you just have to trust your guys are better than theirs.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go. Ready.
Now a shotgun handoff to Miller. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Running once more with Miller. And he'll get it up to the 44. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that's good for a New Orleans first down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more.
He's got it inside the 25. A pickup there of 33 yards. And the Saints are going to have a first down. From the gun, a give to Miller. And a powered play up the gut only results in 2 yards. To go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
Set, ready. Striker, 3-3. Hut, hut.
Now an inside handoff to Miller. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints start to fight back with their first points of this game. Brandon McManus on for the PAT. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Saints tie this game 7-7. On now is McManus to kick this away. And they won't return this, so with the new rules and because it hit in the landing zone first, the touchback will only come out to the 20. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Madison. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Okay, the 2-yard run on first down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule. You're going to have to pick up the pace.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Here's Willis. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. He throws a bullet to the center of the field. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And that brings up 4th and long. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Ball taken in at the 36. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Officially a 55-yard launch. And the Saints will get set to take over. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10.
Ready.
On the give, it's Miller. It looks like we can call it back 4 yards in the end. Marcus Epps making the play.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
And like an empty wrapper, he just throws that one away. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here.
Check, man.
Rattler. Taken in by Shaheed. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. He gets 6 on that play. And that's good for a New Orleans 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Ready?
Back now, pressure on its way. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he'll be brought down here at the 23-yard line. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Hey, check, Mega. Hey, computer.
Rattler setting to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And it sets up 2nd down.
Down.
They send the tight end in motion. Hand off here for Miller. And he gets this down to the 22 before being stopped. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8.
Ready.
Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. He has the 1st over the middle. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. So we're at the 2-minute warning here from the Superdome. The Saints could break this tie for a halftime lead. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal.
Here we go. Ready.
From the red zone now. Wilson's got it. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. 3rd and short in your back pocket, and get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Now it's 2nd and goal from the 1. He has it on the QB sneak. And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Saints get some late points and the lead. It's tried and true in 32 playbooks across the NFL for a reason, Brock. Even when teams see this one coming, just so tough to stop a quarterback sneak.
It feels like a win in today's football is just to stall them at the line on that play. So many groups are so effective with the QB sneak. At that time, the timing of the call, I think, was most important that led to the score.
That one splits the uprights. And the Saints break that tie and now lead by 7. On now is McManus to kick this away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Throwing is Willis. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Willis to throw it. It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Jamal Adams with the INT. And he's going to go. It's a pick 6. That play, Brock, that play was beautiful. Not just making the interception, but then seeing the return slowly come together in front of him as he took it all the way to the house.
Yeah, I think even for us up here in the booth, it looked like a scene out of a movie. Didn't it? Starts running it back, scans the field for a lane, and the blocks come just in the nick of time to wipe out the would-be tacklers. And he's got open space and nothing but the end zone in front of him.
Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Back to the air following the pick 6. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Saints are going to take over after the interception.
I know he started the play as a defender, but gosh, he looked good, didn't he? Running it back, he looked like a receiver navigating on that return. The way he saw the field, he evaded obstacles, and he chewed up yardage in the open space. That would make those offensive coaches and teammates proud. We've seen defensive players get touches on occasion. I think he just gave himself maybe.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
One of the big lessons you learn transitioning from college to the NFL is you can't get it all back at once, offensively or defensively. But this is the right way to go about it now defensively. You got to get a sack. You got to get something going to stem this momentum. That might just be the sack they needed.
And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. We have a timeout here. 2nd one taken by New Orleans. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Throwing is Rattler. Forces that one, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Divine Diablo. And the Raiders get the football back with minimal time to go in our half.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life. Really on both sides of the ball. Right, you watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick 6. Yeah, it stinks for the offense, but that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
Here comes the final play of our 1st half. Looking to throw. Buys time, rolling right. The ball's out. The ball's out. He lost it. And the offense gets it back, but of little consequence here. We've reached halftime in this one. We've reached the midway point of this contest. 2 quarters down and an exciting 2 to go. The NFL on EA Sports returns after this. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the 3rd quarter. On now is McManus to kick this away. And he got all of that one, that's for sure. But with our new kickoff rules in play this year, that means the football is going to be spotted at the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Akers. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
That's a pretty good stop on 1st down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
From the 32. He'll get this one to Adams. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
They'll try the right side with Akers. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 47. Finds the in route complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
Handoff headed right. It's Akers. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. That play wrapped up by Demario Davis. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Anticipated the quick staccato pass there. It's knocked away. Incomplete.
You know, it's tough to succeed at linebacker in most defenses if you can't hold your own in coverage. They rely on you to break up throws just like that and take some of the stress off the secondary.
Here he is on 3rd and long. And they pick him off again. Willie Gay with the pick. And the Saints are going to take over after his 9th interception of the season. Well, Brock, it has been a special day for this defense when it comes to forcing turnovers. Big play after big play, and that is their 4th interception of this contest.
Special for the defense and an absolute nightmare for a quarterback. 1 interception, it sticks with you all week long, but throwing 4, he probably wishes he could be anywhere else on earth other than this field right now.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They run. It's Miller. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 4. And the Saints are going to have a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Looking to throw. Rattler. This is reeled in by Wilson. And they're going to bring him down at the 36.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
They send a tight end in motion. Miller with it. And he's swallowed up in the middle. No gain on the run. Divine Diablo there on the tackle.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. That one gains 7. And that's good for a New Orleans first down. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Gets this one to Shaheed. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
And he will score. It's a New Orleans touchdown. The Saints push their lead further to start the half. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
On now is McManus to kick this away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They bring Renfro in motion right. Okay, and the wide receiver is going to get it to begin the drive. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. And play wrapped up by Demario Davis.
Well, I know this. This staff loves the athleticism and versatility he brings to the offense. That's not only as a receiver, but as someone who can take occasional carries and turn them into good yards.
Second and 6 coming up here. From the 34. This is hauled in by Myers. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
You know, it is so refreshing for these running backs when they have space to run. It's hard. There's so many collisions between the tackles. When they get on the edge and have green grass, well, the best of them take advantage of it.
That's taken in nicely by Brock Bowers. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's a Vegas first down. Working inside the red zone. And he makes the play at full extension. That's a touchdown. The Raiders shave some off the deficit late in the quarter. Carlson good on the extra point. And the Raiders get it back to a 14-point game. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Ready.
Here's Miller. And this one doesn't go far. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
A touchdown aside in that frame as we run out of time in the 3rd quarter. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th. Second down now, 7 to go.
Here we go.
Again, it's Miller. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Call it a gain of 6, and they need only 2 now on 3rd down.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you get runs of that length. It may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He intercepts it. That is exactly what they needed. And the Raiders have some new life in the 4th.
You know, Kate, once you've thrown a couple picks, it's easy to become check down Charlie. Right? Just throw it underneath and not take any more risk because you don't want to throw what he just did, his 3rd interception of the game. It's time to protect the football at all costs. And if not, well, that backup better get ready.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Shotgun handoff to Akers. He breaks the tackle. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
From the 31. He gets this one to Myers. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's good for a Raiders first. Willis now. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
We give inside to Akers. And he drives forward for a little, maybe to the 7. Call it 3 thereabouts. They're left with 3rd down. Here's Willis to the air. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. So they're left facing a 4th down. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait.
Put the body on the line for his team. And he's got it. Had to lay out for it, but touchdown. The Raiders pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Brock Bowers, the touchdown. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would, and it's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Set, hut. Set.
They go left side with Miller. He's out in the clear. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And the Saints are going to have a 1st down. Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already to midfield. 1st down, and they go right back to it. In the middle holes, they don't get anything on the run. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Let's go.
Rattler. That's complete to Wilson. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. He can't hang on to the pass. And 4th and 4 coming up. An important attempt coming up here for Brandon McManus. This from the right hash in a considerable distance. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
It doesn't take a math major, Kate, to realize how important that field goal was. It's now a 2-score game really late and puts them in the driver's seat to go and finish this thing with the win.
First and 10 now from the 30. Now we give to Akers, running left. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. To throw, here's Willis. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's a Vegas 1st down. Here's Willis. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete. Try and get that one to Brock Bowers. And it's going to be 2nd down.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it.
And he's in. Touchdown! The Raiders make it a 4-point game here in the 4th. And they've loved the scoring production he's brought out of their offense. That touchdown gives him 10 on the season. And now for the point after, and crucially to bring things within a field goal. Bringing pressure, and it's blocked!
Well, that is one ticked-off kicker right there. He knows. Come on now. PATs, they should never be blocked, and especially at such a key juncture in this game. Now, the next time he comes on the field, it's not going to be for a game-tying field goal. He's got to hope his offense can find the end zone.
So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
Set, ready. Cut, cut.
Straight ahead, here's Miller. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
Ready, ready. Ready.
Running once more with Miller. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes him to 3rd and 5. So rather than let the 2-minute warning hit, the defense burns the first of its timeouts. All right, 1 more snap before the 2-minute warning. Looking to throw. Throw left side caught by Shaheed. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in New Orleans. Saints holding a 4-point lead. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10.
Ultra, ultra. Set, check, pink. Check, huh?
Now it's Miller. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. No surprises here. Defense quick to stop that clock. We've got 1:53 left in this game. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short.
Here we go, set, ready.
Now an inside handoff to Miller. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Now the Raiders using the last of their timeouts. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call's going to be on 3rd down.
Down, ready, ready.
On the ground, it's Miller. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. That's good for 7 yards. And that's good for a New Orleans 1st down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
This is situational football at its best. There's still some time left to bleed off the clock, but the really important thing here is you've got to bleed every second of that clock that you can.
Here we go.
A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. With the win in hand, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So fans starting to stream from the Superdome to the French Quarter as it's a win for the Saints. This is the type of game every